Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, this late night stream, I'm going to talk about 7 small cap altcoins with huge potential. And when I say small cap, I mean under $150 million. No, not under 10 million. But these are relatively small compared to everything else. And they have good traction. They have good teams, good ideas. And I thought I'd share with you guys. And overall, the market is smoking hot. Today's one of those days where literally everything is going up, including Bitcoin. So that's why I figured this is a good time to look at these 7 small cap altcoins. So thanks for tuning in. As always, smash up the like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. 2 streams every day, 11:30 and 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. All right, so those of you guys here, welcome. I do have slow-mo turned on. I'm going to see if it helps with the spamming. So you can only type in a message once every 30 seconds in case you guys are wondering what's going on. All right, so let me change my screen here. There we go, boom. All right, so since this morning, Bitcoin has come up a little bit more, above 58,000 again. 58,267 to be precise. So things are right back on track with Bitcoin. It's funny that whenever I do, like I create a video with some crazy number, and I do that because I'm basing it off of a news story, people get so mad. Like they don't even watch the video. They just comment before they watch the video. I'm like, come on, watch the video. I'm referring to an article or many articles that I discussed this morning. So that's unfortunate, but for the rest of you guys, I know you did watch. But yeah, Bitcoin is coming right back up. Like I've been saying, April is traditionally a very bullish month for Bitcoin. Things have not started yet, but there's a ton of buying. There's a ton of buying. More and more retail companies, public trade companies, I should say, is putting more money into Bitcoin, and things are looking pretty good, even from a fundamental standpoint, a technical standpoint, a macro standpoint. I don't know what other standpoint. Everything is looking pretty good. But besides Bitcoin, though, altcoins are just literally smoking right now. So we're nearing to that 2 trillion mark once again, up 4.5%. BTC dominance dropped a little bit more, 55%. So things are smoking, and there's just so much gains to be had right now. So that's why this is a very good time to talk about these altcoins. All right, before I get started, now I do have a new channel sponsor that I mentioned earlier today at the very, very, very end. So a lot of you guys missed it, but I'm going to talk about them. These are quite interesting. And that's I Trust Capital. For those of you guys, I think most of you guys that's watching me, you're around my age or a little bit older. You definitely have a 401k IRA or a Roth IRA. So I Trust Capital allows anyone to actually self-trade crypto, including buying Bitcoin and other crypto, and gold if you're a gold bug, utilizing your IRA and 401k. This is very, very, very interesting. This is legit. They are actually a company that deals with IRA, 401k, and Roth IRA. So you can actually literally utilize it, your retirement savings, and buy crypto, especially for those of you guys that are buying for long term until retirement. So they do allow that. Also, their fees is very low, 1% trading fee, and everything is stored into a wallet, a cold wallet, and it gets put in storage. And the best thing is you don't have to worry about taxes until you withdraw it. Or if you use a Roth IRA, I was told, you don't have to worry about taxes at all, which is amazing. So I partnered up with I Trust Capital. This is going to be a long-term partnership. So if you guys are interested, utilize my link in the description below and check them out and get all your questions asked with them. All right, or all your questions answered with them. That's what I mean. All right, so let's move on. All right, so I'm going to go with 7 small caps. So keep in mind, when I say small cap, I don't mean like Binance Coin that's sitting at 64 billion. No, that's not a small cap. So how I define things, big cap is anything above $10 billion. So at this point in time, it would be Filecoin and above. At 15. That's pretty amazing because before it was like top 10. So so that's big cap. Mid cap is anything above a billion, and anything that's a small cap is under 1 billion. But you know what? I just call it small. I should really name it micro, because under 150 million is these days, relatively speaking, compared to the entire market, is actually pretty small. All right, so without further ado, what's number one? Number one is Rally. This is a project I bet most of you guys have not heard of before, but I think they're going to blow up. And that's because Rally is all about creating tokens for creators like myself. I've been talking about George token. Where do you think I created on? Rally, right? So this is a brilliant idea. It's a very, very easy way for creators to basically launch a token and interact and engage with their fans. That's what they're all about. And if you look at the Kevin, who is the CEO of Rally, he is a very, very, very bright guy, entrepreneur, was into gaming, sold a few gaming companies, one for $1 billion. So this guy knows what he's doing. And now he's involved with crypto and Rally. So if you look into creator coins, they have, when they say creators, it's not just like YouTubers. They partner up with so many. They partner up with athletes. There's actually a very famous football player that has his own coin, and they are going after musicians, producers. I mean, there's a lot. Like right after I launched my coin, George coin, the one right afterwards, this is from a big time producer in Hollywood. I don't know if it's Hollywood, but West Coast, Illmind. And he works with a lot of big musicians, and this is his own token. So, Rally's working with some big names already, and they're trying to get more people, just anyone that's really interested in creating a token and interacting with their fans. So I think Rally is onto something. They make it really easy. You have to be approved. You can't just go to them and say, hey, I want it. There's an approval process. They have to vet you and, all this stuff. They have their due diligence, and they have their own system that makes it very easy. And they have their own bonding curve and make sure that there's never a period where you're out of tokens or anything like that. And they back everything with their own Rally token. So ever since I discovered them, someone I think gave me a clue on this or asked me to look at it. I'm like, this is fantastic. So I think Rally is going to go big. 140 million market cap right now, relatively small. But I think this idea is fantastic. And again, if you guys want to support me, you know what? There's my pretty face right there. Go buy some George tokens and send it to me, and you can get a lot of stuff. I posted the article in the description, so you could learn more about how to engage with me with George token. All right, so that's number one, Rally, and they are 141 million, so under 150 million. All right, number two is Terra Virtua Collect. So they are all about NFTs. So a couple of these projects are NFTs. So a lot of you guys watched Godzilla and Kong recently, right? So they're from Legendary Pictures. So they have exclusive rights to anything from the movie and anything from the studio. But yeah, they have their own marketplace. You could see there's a lot of NFT marketplaces, right? But they have their own. They have their own app, and there's a whole bunch of stuff here. But what gives them the leg up over a lot of other NFT marketplaces is the fact that they have Paramount Pictures and Legendary Entertainment signed up, as well as some comic book artists, Nick Percival. So there's a lot of movies, that Paramount Legendary has under the wing, like Top Gun, Godfather, Sunset Boulevard, World War Z, Godzilla vs. King Kong, among other things, right? So I think going forward, NFT marketplaces, the ones that will stand out are the ones that actually does have licensing. Otherwise, you could create whatever, but if it infringes upon someone's IP, you're screwed. And you see this a lot. People just create NFTs based on tweets, based on pictures, based on rendering of people's faces that's very recognizable, right? Those could all get in trouble in the future. So you want to make sure you actually have the rights to actually create those NFTs. And Terra Virtua, they do. So they're under 140 million right now. They have climbed up quite a bit, but 140 million, still relatively small, still a small cap. So I do like them. So that's number 2. Number 3 is Revv. Revv, another NFT play, and they're right around $127 million. Revv is a project or a token under Animoca brands, and I've been talking a lot about them. Now, Revv is specifically created for games, and games that actually have like pack openings. So you could actually, get tracks or cars or something, motorcycles that you could actually sell. So, and I hear people on Patreon talk about it like it always gets sold out and that they're making like crazy money with it. But that's what Revv token is all about. It was created for motorsport games. So you got F1, and then you have MotoGP. They're coming out with another one. They're basically integrating everything with this Revv token. And you know what? Revv token is also tradable on Chili's app. This is one of the only non-football club tokens that's actually on Chili's own DEX. So that's kind of interesting. But I really like this concept mostly because of Yatsub Animoca brand. He seems like he's on top of things. And some of the things that he was telling me during an interview, like how much these tracks have sold for, we're talking about like hundreds of thousands of dollars immediately. And these pack drops go sold out right away, right? So, yeah. So I do like Revv quite a bit, right? And they're still relatively low at 126 million. James, appreciate that. Michael, I'm not going to talk about that because it probably got pumped up to the moon already. Yeah, I don't know about First Utopia. I don't know what that is. All right. So next, let's go to a project that I've been talking about for a long time, and that's Nuls. They have been finally crawling up, and they're finally above 100 million, 127 million to be exact, $1.28. And you know what? Hopefully they could, continue this momentum and gain and go back to their previous highs. So Nuls has huge potential. Basically a Generation 3 blockchain, a smart contracts play, and they have everything that big boys have. They have bridges to Ethereum, to Binance Smart Chain. They have Chain Factory and Chainbox, which allows any company or developer to get in and build using modules, their own chain, their own token, their own consensus mechanism. Their Null supports multi-consensus, multi-languages. I mean, they're really on top of things. They're onboarding with their new staking algorithm, a staking platform, I should say. And they have NFTs and DeFi. I mean, literally everything. It's just that they just need traction right now. And they're finally getting it with this altcoin season, right? So if Null continues its upward movement, it could definitely blow up. You look at the other guys that were in this space from the same time, like Neo and Zilliqa. They're all multi-billion dollars. And Nulls, once upon a time, was there too. So we'll see. We'll see if it could come up, but I do like Nulls quite a bit. All right, next one. Next one is Frontier at $115 million. Now, I know this project was really hyped up before, and I looked at it. I'm like, I wasn't so sure about it until I found something out that's very, very crucial that I don't know people brought up. Number one, what is Frontier? Well, they're a chain agnostic DeFi aggregation layer. So that's a mouthful. So basically they look at multiple chains and they already listed which ones, like Harmony and Binance Chain and Ethereum, right? And basically they want to aggregate all the DeFi across the chains within their app. Now, that's not the main thing. That's not the main thing why I like them. This is the biggest thing. I think most people don't realize that Avalanche, which is also a DeFi chain, a lot of people talking about Avalanche. They partner up with Frontier, and they're asking Frontier to do a whole lot of things for them. Now, these kind of things are enormous. First of all, support for NFTs, also native staking, right? And also support for a stable coin, True USD. So Avalanche is a much bigger project, multi-billion-dollar project, right? And if they're asking Frontier to do all this for them within their native app, that's pretty big, right? So after learning about this, I was a lot more interested about Frontier. I'm like, that's a lot. I mean, Frontier is basically doing all the heavy lifting for Avalanche. So that's a pretty big deal. So that's why I turned the corner on Frontier, and I think they're a pretty good project too, and they're under $116 million right now. All right, next up is EasyFi. EasyFi is a project I discovered a long time ago. They were about, I don't know, I think they were like 20 million at the time. Now, you know, they've climbed up, but still very low cap at $74 million. Now, what is EasyFi? Well, they're a lending protocol, lending play. EasyFi is actually a fork of Compound, and they're running on top of Polygon. So they're not running. They took Compound and basically moved it off from Ethereum because they knew about congestion. So they forked Compound and then they moved it to Polygon. And being a lending protocol, they have all the usual stuff that you could do. Micro lending, under collateralized loans, that's a little bit different, right? Credit delegation and credit default swaps. So they're expanding out from the usual stuff. But what I like about EasySwap is if you look at their blog, they're really trying hard and trying to get their protocol out there. For example, this is, I think, pretty big. Mirror protocol, which is from Terra, and Mirror is all about synthetic creation of stocks or commodities or something. So now with this partnership with EasyFi, you can say create a synthetic Apple stock or a synthetic Google stock, and then you could put that down as collateral on EasyFi and borrow against that. Think about how cool that is, right? It's actually really wild. But yeah, that's one of the things that you could do with EasyFi. And they're multi-chain now, so not only on Polygon but also on Binance Smart Chain. So they're hooked up with PancakeSwap as well. And you go on, they have a lot of things going. So I think this team is trying really hard to blow this up, and I think that's the reason why they could do well in the future. So that is number 6, EasyFi at $73 million. Now, number 7 is a project you guys know I brought them up, and that is Bepro. Bepro, it's not really at 32 million. The circulating supply is a little wrong. I know that when I talked to Rue, he said this was wrong. It's on their webpage somewhere, but this is wrong, so this is wrong. So they're actually a little bit bigger than this. They're probably more around 100 million than $32 million. Regardless, still a small cap. And when I came across Bepro, and it was due to someone that was just super chatting me left and right and saying, you got to look at this, you got to look. Okay, I finally looked at it. I'm like, okay, they're early, very early. But what I liked right away was when I read through the blog, I liked how Rue and his counterpart James, what they were saying just made a whole lot of sense. They weren't about hype. They weren't about pumping. They didn't talk about a deflationary token like all these other guys that's trying to really just get you to buy. They're all about building and making profit. And that's very, very hard these days. You don't see companies concentrating on profit at all. So that's why I like them. They have basically a code base for esports, for DeFi, for staking, NFTs, and they're multi-chained. So they're really executing. And speaking of making money, they already have clients that's actually paying them for these services. So after talking to Rue, the CEO, he's like, we're cash positive and we're growing. I think that last time he said they have 10 plus employees and they're still growing. So it just seems like they're really doing a lot of good things right now. So that's number 7, Bepro. Again, they're not this small. They're a little bit bigger than this, but still a small cap gem. All right, guys, so that's it. So number 1, Rally. Number 2, Terra Virtua. Number 3 is Revv. 4 is Nuls. 5 is Frontier. 6 is EasyFi. And number 7, Bepro. All right, now I'll turn to you guys for some Q&A. I know I missed some there. First Utopia, thank you. Shoda asked about Bab. I'm pretty sure I looked at them. Yes, I'm almost positive I looked at them. Yeah, I saw this morning. Or yesterday. It's about fundraising. So I don't know if they're going to be huge because there's several. Actually, someone emailed me about another one. There's several about fundraising. I just don't know if people care enough about it, to be quite honest. There's a lot, they're on KuCoin, that's good. But, there's a lot of fundraising projects out there, initiatives, and none of them really get any big. So I don't know how Bab is going to get enough people to really care about fundraising. So might be difficult. SEC approving INX. I don't know. I saw it. They're advertising like crazy, so they could do very well. They're all about, helping traders basically trade. We'll see. We'll see when they're done. DFIT didn't pump after the video. That's really surprising. Yeah, it did. What do you mean it didn't move? It went up 63%. Digital fitness, I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to stop right there at digital fitness because digital fitness apps do not need to be on a blockchain, nor do they need their own token. And Limbo is a really good example. Limbo was really, really hyped up in 2017 as a fitness app, and they failed miserably. So, yeah. And you lied about that 10%. They're up 70%. How could it be 10%? Ikomi, I like them as NFT. They have a lot of licensing, so they're very good. Crypto.com, they're fine. It's funny. Someone this morning said, like, oh, why don't you talk about Crypto.com? I mean, they're $5 billion market cap. I mean, how could you, have any question about them? They have come up quite a bit. Very, very, very fast. Very fast because of their Visa partnership, their chain that's coming out. They're a good project. What else is there? Scrolling down. Am I missing anything? Thoughts on Sushi Swap? Sushi Swap is doing a lot of stuff. They're going all over the place. So as a AMM, they're really trying to outdo Uniswap, right? Trying to be multi-chain, and I heard they're going on Harmony now. I mean, they're doing a lot of stuff. So yeah, I like Sushi. And after the merger with Yearn, they kind of really legitimize themselves. DSLA is not under the radar, and because it's an insurance play. And insurance plays, you can't trust them. Student Coin, I saw it. It's a horrible name, but I get it. It's a bunch of students that wants to create a project to help you create tokens and NFT tokens and stuff. So I don't know if it's that interesting. There's a lot of projects that do that already, including Rally that I showed you. Not specifically for NFTs, but for token creations. So it's not a bad idea, but this whole notion that it's like the number one ICO and stuff like that, it just doesn't really make any sense. Cartesi, I don't know if I said that right. I don't know if that's what it is. Yeah, I saw this. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense either. It's an Oracle play. You guys got to think about it. Oracles, again, do some research on all the DeFi projects that got hacked before, and most of them, if not all, say it's due to their Oracle. So then they turn to Chainlink. That's why any other Oracle play is not worth it at this time. Carl asks, I read that BTC's dominance drops, alts go up from what I observed. Yeah, BTC dominance has nothing to do with the price. It just has to do with if the alts in general move up faster than Bitcoin or goes down faster than Bitcoin. Bitcoin's price could stay steady and the BTC dominance could still go down like what we're seeing right now because the alts are going up higher. That's how it calculates. Just basically you take the entire market cap of 1.97 trillion and then you look at how much of that belongs to Bitcoin. If this stays, but everything else goes up, then the BTC dominance drops. Hopefully that makes sense. Jeremy asks, basically Uniswap, ETH, and altcoin pairs are doomed. They go down when ETH pumps and go down when ETH dumps, and only go up when their potential and partnership are strong after YT endorses. I don't quite get that. Yeah, Jeremy, I don't quite get that. I kind of do and I kind of don't. But yes, I appreciate that super chat. Unlimited scalability, the future of digital, okay. Hybrid blockchain consists of public blockchain, a permission network, and a packed smart contract language. Chainweb is the only sharded and scalable layer 1 proof of work public network. I don't think that's true. Yeah. Okay. Can't really say anything good or bad about them. There's a lot of chains like that out there. So I'll put them on the maybe list. If I get a chance, I could do a deeper dive on them. Joseph asks, could KuCoin token get as high as BNB? Probably not. No. If it does, then Binance Coin will be like 10 times higher. You gotta realize that Binance Coin is as big as they are because of their ecosystem, their reach, their volume, everything that involves Binance, and they have integrated BNB with it. KuCoin, on the other hand, is doing all that. They have their own ecosystem. They don't have their own chain yet, but they have their derivatives. They have staking, coin burning. They have all that stuff, but their reach is just not as vast. Nowhere close to it. It could definitely continue to go up because of the Coinbase IPO, but to get to match Binance Coin, unlikely. Dr. Mo, any healthcare medicine project? Yes, I've also looked at Solve. It's really tough. You know why it's tough? Because, I mean, if you're a doctor, you know this, right? EMR systems are very, very, they have to be very compliant, right? Not only with HIPAA, but like 100 other things that you got to be compliant. So it's very hard for a healthcare system to move to an unknown new system, a new EHR or something like that. So Solve, I think they partner up with the Arizona network of doctors and nurses, so they do have some traction there. But for everyone else that's trying to get in this space, it's very, very, very difficult. But I have heard of Solve.com, Solve.care. Please look at just part of okay. Which one? Xcure, Curate, and what is SPI? Shopping, I'm not a big fan of. I shouldn't say that. I mean, shopping has potential to buy things with crypto, but you gotta get traction, right? It's one of those things. It's just like a website. You have a great idea, you gotta get traction. So if they could do it, then great. Curate is a all-in-one marketplace app. Okay, of what? Of like NFTs and stuff like that. Okay. Marketplaces of what though? If it's NFT, even if it's NFTs, that'll be good. Yeah, Curate Q3, create all-in-one apps, launches NFT marketplaces, yeah, and then general marketplaces. So yeah, so that's what they're trying to do. Q2, shopping, Travala. Yeah, okay. So they're trying to be like an all-in-one. Like an all-in-one marketplace for everything. If they could do it, then that'd be great. If they could do it, but that's a big, big task. That's a big task. Okay. And another coin too. I don't know what the market cap is, but supply is very, very small. I'll put Curate on the maybe list. And shopping.com is also really on the the maybe list too. Like I said, if they could get traction, they could do well. But it's just all about traction right now. What's my favorite ethnicity food? Well, if I say Chinese food, that wouldn't be that wouldn't be fair, right? I actually do like Lithuanian food a lot. Lithuanian food's all about potatoes, which is really unhealthy, and all about sour cream. I thought that only like Mexican food or yeah, Mexican food had a lot of sour cream, but Lithuanian food, every single dish is with sour cream, and I love it. And sauerkraut. So I actually do like it a lot. Check out Student Coin. I did already. Their project, ICO, about helping people create their own tokens and NFTs. I get that. But, you know, it seems like it's a little bit too hyped up. There's a lot of projects that do that already. And I hate this name, Student Coin. I guess it could work out just like Facebook. Facebook is a horrible name, but it turned out okay. Toko Crypto. What is Toko Crypto? It's an exchange. So I guess it's a token for the exchange. Okay. Doesn't even show up, so I can't really look at it. At least not the coin. Neo asks, you talked about Vet a couple months back. I listened, making good gains. What's your price prediction for this run? It could be 10x. 10x at the minimum. Really depends on where Bitcoin goes, but I think it could do a 10x. Alex says, here's a cool coin gem that's the first mover in clinical space. Microcap calls CTI. Don't you dare say it's too small. Well, since you asked so nicely. But I just got done saying, you know, medical stuff is really, 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 really hard. But there's a doctor that wants to know. New medicine, faster, safer, smarter, currently. Clinical trial, okay. Is a solution provider to the pharmaceutical industry and a team. Yeah, so it's all about clinical testing. So it's not really, it is medical, but not really for patients, doctors, nurses. It's more for clinical trials. And even with that, I don't know. I don't know if this actually has all the approval, the regulatory approval from all the regulatory bodies. So I'm gonna say no, Alex. Cosmos Adams seems to be very undervalued even at 20. Should be in line with Dot. You know, I would say that's a true statement. Cosmos has a lot. Cosmos has quite a lot going for it. And you could argue Cosmos has more going for it than even Polkadot. I mean, Polkadot has a name recognition, but if you look at how much projects is built with the Cosmos SDK, you know, they should be a lot bigger than they are. So I'll agree with that. Salesforce just successfully tested VeChain. Any thoughts on VeChain price potential? I just got done talking about it. I've always said VeChain will be in top 10. And top 10 is, you know, 13, 14 billion. So that's at least double. But I think Bitcoin's going to go a lot higher. So then that means VeChain could probably do 10x. What coin would you choose right now? KuCoin token for sure over CRO. I mean, they're barely above $1 billion. So, I mean, their potential, yeah, CRO is at 5 billion. So KuCoin token has to go 5x from here. So you're talking about like $75, you know, to equal CRO. So KuCoin for sure. What's your thoughts on Dot Crypto, you know, from Unstoppable Domains, lucrative? They have a way. I think, you know, Unstoppable Domains came out of the way to stop domain squatting. So I don't know if you're going to be successful with that. Thomas, appreciate it. CoinGecko XCure is 40 million market cap. What's Curate, you mean? Yeah. 40 million is pretty low. 40 million is pretty low for this. But again, they're kind of, you know, they're trying to do a lot. I don't know if they can do it. If they can, It'll be good. Anyways, that's on my maybe list. That's on my maybe list. Any opinion on Arthur? I don't see it. I don't see it. Loom is no. They moved to medical. They were layer 2 solutions, somehow moved to medical. Wondering if StormX has a lot more room to grow. I mean, it's promising. It's promising. I mean, they're just kind of like shopping.io. You know, StormX definitely has user base. It's not as big as people think. You know, when I talked to Simon, he mentioned about having 70,000 active users, I think, per month. So a little bit smaller. I thought it would be in the hundreds of thousands, and don't quote me on that. I have to rewatch the interview to see it. So they're up and coming, but he's done some good things like native staking right on the app and so forth. So yeah, they could go far. And he was talking about other things too. So if you didn't check out that interview, you should. So to answer your question, yeah, they could. Siri network. Decentralized data and finance cloud for enterprises. Has been delayed. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Data cloud platform, SaaS, DeFi. All right. There go use interoperable bridge. Okay. Let's just quickly look at the CEO. If he's not wearing a samurai, you know, outfit, it'll be good. So he's a developer, founder of 50 Cubes, president of Funler, gamified lending platform. He's been a few places. Entrepreneur. Yeah, definitely entrepreneur. It's okay. Not bad. Not bad for credentials. Could be good. Could be good. We'll see. I'll put this on the maybe list too. I'll put this on the maybe list. But I mean, obviously, if the ICO is delayed, they don't even have a product yet. Would you do a deep dive on Atari token? Yes, I'll do so for Patreon next. Atari is interesting. You don't really hear much about them. And I just found out about them recently. So yeah. Third super chat. Arthur Hayes surrender impact on the market. Why didn't you say that in your first super chat? You're just like thoughts on Arthur. Like, how am I supposed to know that? It's not going to impact at all because he's irrelevant now. BitMEX has come clean because all four of the founders, they're arrested or they're running away, so they can't do the shenanigans they were doing before. So whatever impact, already happened. But just send a longer super chat next time, but I appreciate it. Centric Cash, they're on a Tron network, very, very small cap, under 8 million. Global currency for next generation protocol balances. Yeah. There's too much stuff going on. Dual token. All right. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. There's just like way too much stuff here. So they balance themselves somehow using some algorithmic calculation. Either they're balancing themselves to a certain price or they're some kind of stable coin or something. But yeah, their thing is just too complicated. ITW, appreciate that. Shrake, appreciate that. Limpo, yes. Just like Revv, they're under Animoca brands now, and I think they're very promising. Jeremy asks again, do you think getting a similar meme coin like that, no, I'm not going to say it, one trending over Weibo and Chinese shutdown government, possibly... So you're asking if you spread a meme coin in the Chinese social media, the Chinese government will try to shut it down? Is that what you're asking? That's a very, very confusing way. I mean, tedious way to do it. The best way is just to not give in, not talk about it, and just let it die. Because it will die. They all will die. Let's just do OSM. What's OSM? I don't even see OSM. Alright, I gotta go soon. Yeah, this is another virtual world with NFTs built in. It's okay. But, you know, as you notice, they're not gaining a lot of traction. In fact, their volume completely died. So there's something going on there. But there's so many NFT plays right now, and not a whole lot of them are doing well, the smaller ones, because they don't have licensing, and that's what's important right now, I believe. Or there's just exhaustion. Umbrella Network, I've looked at them before. I forget what they are. Scalable community, yeah, no. This is Oracle. Don't look at oracles as not Chainlink. Deep Brain Chain, yeah, I remember them. They died for a reason. I forgot they were doing something with AI. Something to do with AI. I didn't like them all. Yeah, AI computing net. Yeah. No. Not for me. Hussein. Icon's fine. I think they're coming out their new chain. There's we'll see how it is, but they're coming out the completely new chain. Rocco asks 50% mid caps, small caps. Do you hold for long term as well? Yes. What percentage to take some profits? You don't have to. Like right now, I hardly take profits. I just rebalance my portfolio. That's pretty much what I do. Like as long as you get into good projects, even though they're small caps, they're good. They're good. AIOZ just launched similar to Theta. I did look at that. Not a fan. Not a fan. Too early. She's Network. That's probably too early too. I mean, just to bring it up. Actually, they're nothing like Theta. I forgot. They're more like Substratum, which went belly up. So they're trying to create CDNs. So it is very early. You got to have a ton of CDNs, you know, to be able to cache video and everything else. So I think they're too early. Yeah, I don't know. So here's the thing, and I hate to like call some of you guys out. I'm done with the questions, so don't send any more super chats. I feel like all you guys in Q&A, you know, you look at like 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, you think it's undervalued, so I better get in. 90% of them are not undervalued. They have no traction. They have no future. They could get pumped and dumped because some pump group is pumping them simply. But don't always value a project just because they're low cap. Just because you think, okay, this could be the next Theta, so then it could go up like Theta. No, it does not work like that. If it did, then everything would be up to like $13 trillion or $1 billion, right? So don't look at everything like that. So whenever I get a question and you write like, oh, this looks like a super low cap play, or this looks like a gem because it's a low cap play, that's not a good way to look at projects. Polls. I don't know what polls is. Polka Starter. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people try to get in on those IDOs, and it's really, really hard to. So, I don't know. I never pay attention to them. So, I'd rather see some real traction first before just buying into the hype like a lot of people. Everyone's just buying in thinking that they're all going to make millions overnight, right? So, that's the thing. I did look at BAB. Here we go. I forgot what they were about again because I just don't. Charity. So I don't know. I don't know. All right, that is it. You know, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. 7 small cap altcoins that I like. They're not ultra small. They're not micro cap like what some of you guys are asking me. But ones that have traction already, led by good leadership, or they have something really good that I like. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. And we'll see. We'll see. Overall, the market is very, very hot right now. Could be above $2 trillion tomorrow once we wake up. So, and maybe Bitcoin will come right back up to 59, 60,000 tomorrow again. But in the meantime, everything else is really hot right now. All right, guys, that is it. Thanks for tuning in. Like I said, my new sponsor, I Trust Capital. Make sure you check them out. I think they have an interesting product, so I'm going to be talking about them from time to time. All right, smash the like, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned to my stream tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right.